us about body maps.
Right, so we've been doing some work that grew out of the work on imitation but takes it in a different direction. We're looking at how the baby's brain represents their body. And so we're discussing this in terms of body maps. There's a little map of your body, often called a homunculus, that's inside your brain. And it's in the central area of your brain, about here. And your whole body is laid out in a systematic way inside your brain so that your feet are in the middle of your brain, and then it goes from the bottom of your feet up to the top of your head as you go out laterally in your brain. And so your hand is about here and your feet are represented about here. People have known that touch was important to young babies, but they haven't done sufficient exploration of how the baby's brain represents the baby's body and the baby's skin. And we began to think of that as very, very important, again, before there's language. The language of touch, the language of gestures, the baby's feeling that they're being stroked is very, very important to young kids. So we've done studies where we've touched the baby's hand or touched the baby's feet and see what part of the baby's brain lights up. And we're one of the first groups in the world to do this, and have been finding very exciting things, that the baby's lips are represented in a particular place of their body, their hands are represented somewhere else, their feet are represented somewhere else, but it all seems to be represented in the central part of the brain, and it's arranged in this way in a systematic spatial way that goes from the bottom of the feet to the top of the head. That's technically called a somatotopic map. It's laid out topographically or organized in a spatial sense inside your brain. So we've been interested in whether the baby body maps are like the adult body maps, and the role of experience in shaping the baby's own map of their body. So it's an exciting new area for us.
And do you find that the same areas of the brain light up when they watch someone else be touched?
Well, that's a really good question, and that's connected to imitation. So one of the things that drew me to this is that imitation seems to rely on the baby, when they see you do something, can use the same part of their body to do the action that they see you do. So we have a theory that the baby is able to detect that somebody else is like me, and we're talking about this as the like me theory of social development. We think that it's fundamentally important, and has been missed in a lot of theories, that babies, preverbal babies, 6, 9-month-old babies, 12-month-old babies, are looking out on the world and seeing other people as like me. You know, the trees may move, and children may be attracted to movement, but the tree isn't like me, and the mobile might move, but the mobile isn't like me, so they can be visually attractive. But human beings are bingo in the baby's brain. There's an entity like me. I want to devote attention to it. So they imitate what other people do, but one of the bases of that is they can detect that the body movements they see are like their own body movements. And that entails that they recognize that this hand of theirs is like that hand on another person. So we have been touching the baby's hands, and we can see what part of their brain is activated when we touch their hands. And yes, we're doing some studies now where they watch somebody else's hand being touched. And we've been very interested in the idea that it's the same part of the baby's brain that activates when they see somebody else's hand being touched as activates in their own self when their own hand is being touched. So we believe that's important for empathy and recognizing the similarity between self and others. And now we can finally get at the roots of empathy and the ability to stand inside somebody else's shoes before there's language by looking at how the brain processes bodies and the identity between my body, if I'm a baby, and my mother's body that I can see. It's a connection between self and other at a nonverbal level.